Have you ever taken a Vipassana meditation course?
That has been mentioned to me many times, and tell me more about it because I'm just like, I need to check this out. It keeps being mentioned to me, but yeah.
Yeah, I really think it would be cool. I just did one. I got back like a week ago. So it's 10 days and they teach you this method of meditation, which is, like an ancient practice, but it's so relevant, especially to a lot of the things you're saying, because the whole practice is just understanding your body, like feeling sensations in the body, understanding just what is going on all the time and learning to not react.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they have you do during this course is what they call Adhitthana, it's a Pali word. I just butchered it, I'm sure, but it means strong determination. And so what that means is for these like hour sessions, you're sitting in one posture. They say, don't open your legs, don't open your hands, don't open your eyes. You're just gonna sit. And it gets so painful. It's like, so I'm pretty bad at sitting cross-legged. Like my body just doesn't work that way. And so most of the time I would kneel and then have like cushions under my butt. But the few times that I did sit cross-legged, it was brutal. Like my hips would start hurting at like 30 minutes. And I got like a firsthand experience of this suffering, which was the key thing I noticed was when I was in there with the pain, when I was just feeling the pain, just noticing like, okay, there's these like different pieces of it. There's this part that's like bright and like really pulling my attention. And then there's this like dullness behind it. That there wasn't suffering in that. It was like me being curious about it and me just experiencing it. And it was only when all of a sudden my brain would go to like, when is this going to be over? When can I stop feeling this? How can I move my legs? Then all of a sudden I would notice this like suffering and this like clear awareness of like how much time has passed and this longing and all these three things that we talked about, the craving, ignorance, aversion. But they only come up when I am outside of the pain, when I'm like thinking about the pain, wishing the pain would go away. So yeah, I like how that gives, because I think there are lots of forms of suffering that are not from physical pain, obviously.
Yeah. But
physical pain is it's like the simplest form, I would say. Like you can make it happen. It's simpler to notice and practice with than like emotional pain. That's like a little bit more complicated and a little trickier to deal with.
Yeah. Well, and physical pain physical pain is a necessary component of growth and expansion. I mean, if you think of like a workout, you're going to break your muscles down so that they can improve and get stronger and get bigger. And flexibility and strength are both a process of breaking things down to achieve more range and motion and strength and capacity in your body. And I think it's a really good metaphor, actually, to talk about a path to capacity, flexibility, strength on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, requires things to break down, requires ego states and our attachment to things that we're holding on to because we're afraid if we let go, something bad will happen. And that fear and that mechanism of the holding on is a big component of the suffering. And the surrender and the stepping into and towards something that we've been avoiding or we misunderstood or we're afraid of, the intensity of that suffering can soften. I think the value of this practice that you're talking about, I can really see what you mean, where you're using your physical body to show you a path and a relationship to suffering.